just gotta mute the PlayStation
Listen!
camera.
I don't need little...
Every goddamn time.
I don't need little kids out in some parts of the world listening to me.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Where's the green hat man today? He's not here.
He is not here.
He is in St. John.
And we're all the worse for it.
This will be a pretty laid-back episode, guys. Just to give you a heads up, I just realized that I said all that while the mic was muted. So
listen, I can't do everything.
We're going to be talking like basically E3 1 week after. It's
Matt.
the same thing we did it. We're going to talk about our game of the show. And we're going to talk a little bit, I guess, about news, and then we'll talk about your guys' game of the show. But in all honesty, not a lot's happened. E3 was last week, so there's Matt. Talks about the same amount, so it's fine.
The pillow might actually say more.
Yeah.
The pillow
says things like thump and...
I just realized it looks like Matt's hat's on sideways. Matt's hat's not on sideways.
Never on sideways.
By the
He's
way,
not
Sam,
a
I'm
child.
single without kids. Oh, sorry. So am I.
Huh?
Who said that?
I must have said something to Ether last week.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. Last week was a...
Oh, yeah, you said something. That's right. I remember that. And I'm like, I don't think he's married or has kids.
Did not mean to offend. I'm sorry.
I don't think he was offended.
Oh, well.
And
Hey,
if he
being married
was,
with kids is fantastic.
deal with it. Ian.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you want to get pros and cons?
Pros. I'm not going to die alone.
Cons. I'm broke. I'm miserable. No, I'm not going to start.
I'm not miserable. I am broke. But you know what?
Bro.
So are you. And you're dying alone.
You know
Pros. Not gonna die
what?
alone.
Dying alone.
Bedroom stuff semi-regularly.
I posted a picture.
Mike!
I posted a picture on
Mike!
Facebook yesterday that was quite accurate.
Cons. You are broke. Sometimes you just want to give him some NyQuil.
Some NyQuil.
You can't just give them NyQuil.
No,
Whiskey,
have it
whatever you're...
Whiskey.
That actually makes it worse.
Yeah, well.
I assume.
The games that you do buy, you only have 10 minutes a day to play them.
No. Well, during daylight hours.
Yeah.
There's all kinds of nighttime hours,
Are they basically the opposite of vampires? Yeah.
That's my life. And you know what?
Your
I'm
remote-
okay with it.
Your remotes have your own section of the bed.
Yeah.
My iPad has its own section of the bed. Radio. Just busting your chops, Sam. That's okay. They do it every week, every day.
Oh, yeah.
I got homemade Father's Day cards yesterday, so ha.
I went and visited my father.
Okay, well, you're going to play that card.
I did. My mom took a bunch of pictures. I'm in none of them. She's like, go kneel with your brother. I'm like, no. No.
Typical Sam.
The line is there. We're drawing it.
Yeah, we're gonna start soon here. We're just gonna kick it back and yeah, simple as that.
Simple as that.
I've had a really long week.
Before we
actually,
started.
I
so-
apparently have my arm around Matt, though.
You do.
Yeah.
But you would in real life anyway, so who cares?
Yeah, I've had a long week. Like, just renovations are going at my house. I've had I'm constantly doing stuff with that, and I had to take my dog to the vet, dealing with some stuff at work.
Matt says it's the wrong color hat.
That's okay, but we don't have that. Matt's
Calgary Flames are still relevant, right? But yeah.
Oh. Is that? Oh yeah, Matt did say. Well, the hat's not here. So.
It's green with the power of imagination.
Power of imagination.
Jesus.
My father is texting me.
Hey, Matt.
He said, "Wow."
Okay.
I'm not really sure what he said "wow" to though.
Is he watching the podcast?
I sent him a list of things that I want him to do with my car tomorrow.
Okay. Did you send them to him yesterday?
Is it a big
No.
list?
It's well.
I mean,
You don't
Let
need
me
to
read it
listen.
to you.
Is it wow?
This is exciting podcasting right here. You
Don't
ready?
listen right now. Let's
No,
get back on-
we're listening to it. We haven't started yet.
It's the pre-show.
Let's start.
This is what people come to watch.
Let's do the pre-show thing Nanu had
So,
said to
okay.
us to do last time.
No, we don't have the stuff. We can't do that.
Why don't we have the stuff?
Because Matt has it.
Why does Matt have it?
Matt, why do you have it?
Matt, we're only doing that kind of stuff when everybody's here. Anyway, so there's a cord hanging down
I wonder why we only
under
have
the
two watchers.
under the passenger seat
Okay.
or whatever. I'm not really sure what that is. Okay, Krista made this list. So beeping.
I love
Beeping sounds for seatbelt and door open is really quiet. Temperature's not working, which is like the actual display that tells you how hot it is out. Car is skipping. That's her way of saying that the transmission is sometimes like jumpy. It needs an inspection, which is the main reason it's going up. We want it detailed and cleaned. And air conditioning is either working or not.
Okay.
Yeah. And he just said, wow.
Probably because he's like, you didn't make this list, did you?
Yeah, maybe. But he speaks Krista, so it's fine.
Does he?
Oh, yeah.
No, he speaks mechanic. There's a difference.
Did everybody have a good Father's Day? Yeah?
Yeah.
I know that's not, I wasn't trying to be, like, insensitive or anything, Sam. I was just, like, was it family time and all that good stuff?
I didn't get drunk.
I worked.
I count that as a win.
Yeah, wins.
I didn't.
Lol, Chevy. Shut up, Burr. Now they have wrenches. What the fuck?
Brewer, we need to play Elder Scrolls. You need to carry me through some stuff. The plague is actually spreading.
Okay. Matt Bird, no wrench. Wrench. Why?
Well, because sometimes you want a wrench and sometimes you don't.
No, but I'm
Maybe
like,
he chooses.
Yeah.
he chooses
maybe
if he's
he
a
does.
mountain.
He chooses
if
to be a
mountain
No, he
or not.
chooses whether the wrench is displayed.
It's Matt. He can do what he wants as long
All
as
right.
he gets
It's
his
just
butt
telling
back
me
to
that I
Fredericton.
can't ban them, and it's bothering me.
Let's start the actual show here. So,
All
welcome
right.
to the LAGSpike podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Mike Chalice. We're missing Matt Bird, so there is no
Just
full
pills.
beard. We have Mr. Gloom and Doom himself, Sam Landry. We have the Plaid Paladin, Josh Quigley.
That's me.
Half beard.
And we have a very laid-back show planned for you today. We're obviously sitting on the couch just like we were when we were doing our reactions last week. I'd like to say a thank you because those are the most watched videos on our YouTube channel. And I think the Sony reactions one has almost 350 views, which is great.
No, it's fine, dude.
Love that. And yeah, but before we get into some housekeeping notes and talking a little bit about some news that are going on, what have we been playing this week, gentlemen? Josh, what have you been up to?
I finally beat Hearts of Stone in The Witcher, the first expansion, so that I can start playing the second expansion.
Mm-hmm. My cousin's playing it. He says it's awesome.
Yeah, it's shaping up really, really well. Really enjoyed Hearts of Stone. Can't believe it took me this long to play it. I've had it downloaded since it came out.
Did you get the season pass when The Witcher came out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Naturally.
Yeah.
And then a fair bit of Destiny. Started a hard mode raid. That was hard for me to say.
Mm-hmm.
And then also started a regular mode raid. And just kind of playing around with that. So
347.
347.
That's a great segue, Sam. You talking. Why don't you tell us a little bit about what you've been playing this week?
I'm embarrassed.
You're embarrassed? Why? Because you went back to Destiny?
No. Well, that. I played Destiny. Played some COD.
Yep. To mixed success.
Overwatch a little bit
Yep.
of Overwatch and Final Fantasy.
There you go.
Matt, what'd you play this week? I played some Destiny and grr.
I played some Destiny. I have a beard. Shut up.
I'm tired. I'm taking a nap.
Yeah.
Somebody give me an Alka-Seltzer.
Yeah.
Because he's old.
So I have been playing one game specifically, but I did play a little bit of Overwatch. I wanted to touch on that a little bit because Overwatch has been really weird to me. I thought I was going to play it like non-stop for a month, but instead it's been really weird. It's been like 1, 2, 3, or 4 matches, unless I'm in a group with a couple of people, then I'll play like 6 or 7, and then I won't play it again for the rest of the day. But I still, like, I'm not tired of it at all. It's the weirdest feeling because you guys know me. You normally know when I get hooked on a game, I play it like to death. Like, to
Mike,
death.
Mike, you're like a light switch.
Yes, it's on or off.
This is the greatest thing I've ever played! I hate it. It's awful. I'm done.
And then once it's done, it's just, no, I don't even know what that is anymore.
Yeah. What are you talking about?
Like-
That game didn't even come out yet.
60 hours of Metal Gear Solid 5 in a week. Like, it's not...
Late to the chat, man.
It's just the way that it is. But Overwatch is weird. I've never had a game that I've wanted to play for 30 minutes at a time and then be like, okay, I'm done playing Overwatch now, I'm going to go play something else. That led me into trying all sorts of games for like 2 or 3 seconds at a time until I finally decided to cave because I've been looking to play an RPG and I was thinking about getting the Witcher DLC, but I was looking for something different and stuff, and I watched that, Skyrim special edition reveal at the E3 last week, and I was like, you know what? Matt and Sam have it. Brewer has talked about it with us, and he says it's a pretty good game. The reason he stopped playing mostly, I think, is what he said.
Are you saying what I think you're going to say? What I think you're saying?
Which is...
Skyrim Remastered?
No.
You never played Skyrim? You said Skyrim.
No, I played Skyrim.
He's
I'm saying that
the
seeing it in the press
launch.
conference got me thinking about that type of game. And so I decided to get Elder Scrolls Online because it's on sale this week on PlayStation Network for $35. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to download it, make sure I have it. And that's all I've been playing for the last 4 days now. And I'm really into it. It's got an awesome slow burn that I haven't experienced since vanilla World of Warcraft or Burning Crusade World of Warcraft, which is something I really, really like. I hate that all these games now are we need to make people feel like they're leveling super quick, and you go to one outpost, get 50 quests. I don't feel like that's the way it is. There is a little bit of that in this, but for the most part, I run out of quests to do. And then I end up going off on my own, and I love how the crafting system works and all that stuff. So the plague is spreading, because Sam and Matt started with it. Brewer actually started with it a long time ago.
I got through the tutorial, made
Yeah.
it to the first city, and kind of went, okay, I'm shelving this for now.
Yeah.
That's all I've done.
So, but you guys got it first. Brewer got it a long time ago, but I think he stopped playing because he didn't really have anybody to play.
No,
You
he
can
played
correct
it by
me if I'm wrong.
himself when it came out.
Yeah.
And that's it. Yeah.
And I think they screwed it. They really fucked up when they first launched because they launched at a $15 a month subscription fee, and it was $60 for the game.
Now it's just
Now
60.
it's the $60 you play for free, and you only pay for the content when you get to that content. Really, really,
If you
really,
want to play
if
for
you
it.
want it. Really, really enjoying it so far. I love that I have to ride everywhere. It takes me 15 minutes to ride to a place if I've never been there before. I like that there's fast travel, but there's a penalty if you do it too much. If you fast travel to one point, then it costs 60 gold, which is nothing at a certain point. I have 4,000 or 5,000 gold right now. It's not a big deal. But then, or crowns, whatever. But then, if you do it immediately after, so if you're just traveling to talk to somebody and then you do it immediately after, it's 300. So there's a penalty. You can't just fast travel all over the place. But you can fast travel for free if you're standing at a way shrine and stuff. Anyway, you know how Skyrim and stuff works.
So
it's basically multiplayer Skyrim.
You'll find me tonight and take me through the basics.
Yeah, absolutely.
We'll party up.
We'll party up. My cousin Scott's got it, and once everybody gets it, and they're kind of done on Destiny for a little while.
Matt may show up tonight if you can find the game. Matt, find the game.
Yep. Yeah,
It's
Matt,
not here.
Find the game. It's not here. We have scoured.
The only thing I didn't do is
We
lift up the
looked
couch
moderately.
cushions.
That's what I mean by scoured.
Well,
We-
we didn't go through his room
We
because
call
we're being
this-
respectful.
My wife calls this a did you man look or did you look?
Well, we looked at all the obvious
There was
spots where it would be
definitely-
in the apartment.
Yeah. Are you asking us if we've looked under the cushions? No. We
I
didn't
checked under the couch. I didn't check under the couch.
But we didn't lift cushions. We didn't move cities to find the game. But it's not in any place where it would normally be.
Telling you, it's in your backpack pocket, your suitcase pocket that you didn't look. It's probably underneath the couch at your place.
Are we so desperate for Matt now that we're talking to him through the podcast, hoping
Yes.
he'll reply in the chat?
Yes.
I like talking to him because I know he'd rather be here.
He does. He asked me, if you're coming, when we did the raid, if you're coming out here to punch me in the face, bring me back.
Yeah.
Oh, Brian, come punch me in the face.
That being said, I hope everything went well today, Matt. But let's do some housekeeping notes, and then we'll get into what we're going to talk about. So, if you like... Yeah, sorry. I was just
Awkward
thinking...
pause.
Well, I normally have a piece of
And
paper in front of me, and
housekeeping.
apparently I'm not going to add housekeeping notes. So, patreon.com/gaminglag. If you like us, go there and support us. YouTube.com/gaminglag. And subscribe, please. We're at 185 subscribers, which is great. The latest videos we have the most views ever on our site. So, obviously, it's slowly growing. We're never expecting to be like crazy YouTube sensations, but we love doing this. We like-
Whoa.
Okay, I'm not expecting to be crazy YouTube sensations, but I do love talking to you guys every single week about video games. So go there, subscribe, and share it with your friends. And yeah, gaminglagforums.com if you want to talk. We started just me and Lord X basically are the only ones on there who talk. So if you want to chat about video games in a positive way, go from there.
Yeah.
So we're gonna start with the question from the manager because I asked him to ask this basically. What is the E3 game of the show for gaming lag? And that's what we really need to discuss. So let's just go because Matt said I believe he was agreeing with God of War. I think is what he said.
Yeah, Matt
God
said
of Kratos the Beard.
God of Kratos the Beard.
God of Kratos the Beard.
God the Beard.
Josh, what would your game of the show be for everything? Everything that you saw.
What?
Everything that you saw. You can include teasers and stuff like that. I don't care because if you're really that excited about it, I'm not gonna like cut things out just because you're.
I was really excited about For Honor.
Okay.
Just the adding in the campaign mode for somebody like me and the style of game it is. But it's hard to say for game of the show because Sony kind of just hit it back to back to back to back.
Yeah.
They
They opened the show with 4 or 5 exclusive games. That's how they opened it.
I'm a minority. Hi.
Yeah. But Days Gone.
Mm-hmm. You're beating around the bush, Josh. Game of the show. What would
I
you
don't
pick?
know.
If you had to choose
I
on your
don't
own,
know. I
game of the
can't
show.
pick one.
Pick one.
I can't.
Pick
There's a
one.
gun to your
God
head.
of War.
Okay.
There you go. Mike?
God of War.
Wildlands.
Matt?
Wildlands
God of War.
is what struck me to the core based on the fact that that type of game I really want to play with you guys. For the simple fact where
Really excited about
we
it.
can derp
Yeah.
a whole lot, and we are going to. Literally, at one point, we're going to be, alright, we're doing this stealthily, and then you'll see me coming through like the front gate with a Jeep with C4 on it, just blowing it up. I'm in!
So, yeah.
Guys, is this stealthy?
That's the appeal of games like this.
Yeah.
I want to explain why I think God of
really
War
good.
is game of the show for me. They took a character that I actually could give 2 shits about, and I actually care about where his story goes now.
Yeah.
That's why, not because of how good it looks, because God of War always looks great, not because of the way the combat looks, even though the axe is really cool, but it looks more methodical. There's actually, Kratos has a personality.
There's just actual...
There's
there's a
an
story.
actual, seems like there's a story. It's not just, Zeus, I must destroy you. Oh, all your friends are in the way. I'm going to destroy them too, because I'm angry. So that's why that is, to your point, really excited to play Wildlands, because I think as far as all multiplayer games, there's two multiplayer games that I'm very, very excited for, because are we ever going to say, all right, Red Leader, we're never going to talk like that. It's not going to be that. We're probably going to say, all right, I got the 2 guys on the right, but we're never going to be like, all right, Rogue Squadron, let's go in
For the simple fact that no one's going to be listening in to our chat.
Yeah.
It'll just be us, so
Now-
we don't need code names.
now-
we can do code names.
Having done multiplayer...
I want my codename to be Jagger Striker.
And I'm going to take a shot at him because he's not here. But having played games with Matt's version is going to be, I'm going to shoot these 2 guys.
Yeah.
Matt, you didn't... There's 8 guys.
There's 16 guys in this base.
Yeah. Which 2 are you
Which
talking
2?
about?
Could you maybe mark them?
Like in Destiny, where one person says, like, turn around, there's a guy behind you. That, there's 5 of us.
Yeah.
Which one?
So with a vote of 3-1, as much as I am excited about Wildlands, we have to say our gaming lag game of the show would be God of War then. Are you not excited about it at all that you would fight that it would be game of the show, Sam?
Out of some of the other games there, God of War is basically like on the back burner way
Sure,
back
but
burner.
did you look at it and be like, that looks fucking terrible?
No, but it didn't look appealing to me either.
Yeah, okay.
I've never played a single God of War game.
Sure.
I don't plan on ever playing probably a God of War game.
Mm-hmm.
I've never really liked them. I'll probably play Horizon before I play that.
Okay.
Also, I think Horizon's probably going to come out before that, but...
So we were just talking about multiplayer games, and there was 2 notable for me at the show that I can think of off the top of my head that I constantly think about. One was Wildlands, of course. The other was Sea of Thieves.
Yeah.
And the reason that Sea of Thieves is like that, and there's I listened to a lot of podcasts that were scrutinizing the way they showed that, where there's a bunch of YouTube personalities, and they were like, oh, look at this ladder, it's the funniest ladder on the planet. I think they're actually being way too critical about that, because guess what? That's the fucking game. That's the appeal of the game is, oh my god, you just fell off the boat and we're sailing away without you, sucker.
I left you on the island.
I honestly think Sea of Thieves is Gaming Lag's game of the show for that, because it's one game all four of us are like, we're getting this when it comes out. I don't care.
But I can't.
It's not even on the main console we play on, and
it
doesn't matter. We all got a console basically from this that we saw last year, and basically just saw a cinematic trailer going, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't have glasses to do that with, but
no, but I couldn't do this last year.
I'm okay giving Sea of Thieves game of the show because I think that the people who are criticizing the way it was shown are actually wrong in this case, because, like I said, nobody's going to go into Sea of Thieves and put an eye patch on and before they start playing and be like, "Arg, matey, man the masses," and all this other for 5 seconds you will.
Yeah, well, I will.
Okay, Wildlands, awesome trailer. Scripted to the bone.
Yeah.
Nothing from that was non-scripted. Now, Sea of Thieves was non-scripted.
It was fun.
It was 6 people put in front of this and say, have fun.
That's
you're leaving me behind.
That's what people are going to be doing. They're going to be on there. They're going to be laughing at dumb shit that's happening, like the person driving the boat that can't see in front of them and somebody has to navigate them and stuff. Yeah, and all this, that's the stuff that's going to be funny about that, making somebody walk the plank, finding another ship sailing in the same server as you are on the sea, and you just, go and, sink them and maybe pillage their stuff, who knows if you can take it. That's going to be the appeal and fun about that. I look at that as, nobody's going to be sitting there acting like a pirate. No, nothing's going to be scripted. You're going to talk bullshit while you play a multiplayer game. That's how it's going to go.
I'm going to be left on an island by myself because you guys are going to leave me.
Sam,
no, you guys are.
Yeah.
Now, then I'm going to basically either make a boat and get off the island.
Sam's going to come after us with a raft and
I'm going to wait for someone to save me, become their captain, get a bigger boat, and then run you guys over.
And keep in mind that's
you think
that's
someone
only
will make you their captain.
No, they're not going to make me their captain. I'm going to become their captain, or I will kill them all.
This is you got to also think about this too, that Sea of Thieves, that was just a small build that they showed. We have no idea. Maybe maybe if you are marooned on an island, maybe you can chop down trees and make a raft.
That was probably 2 hours worth of gameplay that was edited to be about 10 minutes.
Not even 10 minutes.
Well,
3.
If they would release the whole thing of that,
it
would be amazing.
So to lash 2 turtles together with your back hair.
Yes.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. But it's
going full okay. Nope. All right, we're moving on from that.
But so there's a lot of stuff there. Multiplayer though is obviously a huge thing when you have a group of friends like us that always wants to play. I hope that the parties are going to be able to be bigger than I think they only had 4 people on each. I think
it was 3, wasn't it?
No, it was more than 3. I know
yeah.
that. But I'm hoping it's going to be able to be bigger. I hope your pirate crew can be 8 people in a group or something like that.
I mean, it's a pirate crew. Come on.
Yeah.
Weren't they almost 40 people in a pirate crew?
Depends on the size of
the same hesitation I have on that I have about No Man's Sky, because you can show me a pirate game. If it's done properly, then great. If it's not, and that's all you're going to be able to do, that will get old.
The only thing that scares me,
3 or 4 hours.
I've said it before and I'll keep saying about No Man's Sky, is it doesn't seem like there's a way of dropping in, dropping out with your friends. And if that's not there,
it doesn't. They've already confirmed that.
The game's a deal breaker. I'm not getting it, because if I can't play with my friends, it's basically just
they say that you can accidentally meet up with somebody and stuff like that, but
that's not what I'm looking for.
I want to go and form an armada with Mike, Matt, and Josh and just go.
Their idea though is to release that game and then look at what the community wants, and then they will implement things after. But at launch, they want it to be a single player, accidentally stumble across. I'm still excited about it. But yes, if they add an expansion later or a DLC pack later that's called Armada, and you can make you just have giant dog fights and stuff with other people.
For the low price of $14.99.
Anyway, those were some of the highlights. I wanted to also talk a little bit about Kojima's teaser. Has anybody given any thought to that?
It is a weird trailer.
Okay, have you listened to any of the conspiracy theories about this?
No.
Okay.
Oh,
so are you
ready?
Yeah, are you ready to have your mind blown? Because it actually sort of makes sense.
What's it called? It's called
Death Stranding.
Yeah, I'm just going to go check the Reddit forums for that.
Okay, are you ready? So all the podcasts I'm listening to is talking about this. So, it's Norman Reedus laying on a beach with a bunch of dead animals around him. And he wakes up and he's got a baby attached with an umbilical cord. Well, people are saying that baby represents Metal Gear Solid, because that baby is now taken away from him. like Konami did. And then he's got all these handprints on him, which is, after that happened, everybody wanted a piece of Kojima. So hands pulling him everywhere. And then he sees the 5 beings in the sky or whatever, and that represents all 5 Metal Gear games.
And the dead fish are...
I don't know. People that Kojima's killed along the way.
Yes!
They represent Konami's pachinko machines. I don't know. I just don't know. Anyway. I wanted to actually access my phone a little bit quick because there's some few people that added what their games of the show were, so just bear with me. Go to like
bearing with you.
All right,
Theory.
so
Trying to explain the plot as a whole.
Yeah.
From that.
Yeah. Amanda writes in and says, Days Gone, game looks incredible. I'll agree with that. I'm a little bit concerned because it is a zombie game, but the way the hordes look in that game are awesome. Are you guys even listening?
Yeah, I'm listening.
Aethor writes in and says, for myself, as Sam called me out for not having any fun, Detroit Become Human because I love the serious intensity.
I do like it.
But come on, it's actually Sea of Thieves because damn, that game looks like so much fun. Couldn't agree with you more. Jack writes in and says, the real winner was a year without PR bullshit on stage. Dad of War looks pretty good, I suppose. Nothing particularly wowed me this year. Excited for Zelda, Inside, We Happy Few, Titanfall 2. Zero Hill writes in, God of War surprised me, really excited, but the Resident Evil 7 demo demands I get more horror. And Wes writes in, and I would say honorable mentions, Horizon, Sea of Thieves, and Zelda. So I think maybe the press are taking Sea of Thieves a little bit different than the general masses are too, because we have a small, tight-knit group, but everybody on there had mentioned Sea of Thieves as being fun, so obviously the way they presented it was not...
It wasn't a bad
miss,
presentation.
you know what I mean?
No,
like,
is the media saying it's a miss?
well, yeah, podcasts I've listened to, I don't really like the fact that there was YouTube personalities and stuff. Guess what? That's what the fucking game is, guys. Don't play it then. Because if you think...
It's people having fun.
Yeah.
Like...
It's just what I want to do with that game.
This was on any of the big like websites, like an IGN podcast or anything. Like they were all saying, like, I don't really like the way it was presented, and I'm just sitting there. I'm like, this looks funny because that's what we're going to do. It's the same thing.
It's the guy's reaction when he went down to board up the holes.
Yeah, when it went. Yeah, in that trailer.
We're sinking, guys.
When it's like, we're sinking. You want repairs? He's like, yeah. Oh, we're sinking.
Someone bail!
Bail! But yeah. So you can let us know what your game of show is. Anything else from E3 that I know we went through reactions and stuff like that, but have you had time to think about some of the stuff, guys, and think about anything that didn't excite you before I start talking about Zelda?
That was a good way of phrasing it.
Yeah.
Didn't excite me?
No, or after a week that you've thought about it, you're just like, yeah, I was kind of on the E3 hype. Because last year, this is why I'm bringing this up. Last year, we were all like, Sony fucking won. And then when you walked away, you were just like, but did they? Because they announced games that are coming out in 2018.
I'm still... I've never really much cared for it, because I only learned about the game 2 years ago, but... To me, still to this point, I don't think I'll probably get Last Guardian to play it.
Yeah.
To me, it just
yeah, no,
doesn't
me
look-
either.
I 100% understand that because that is a fucking neat. Every one of that from that developer is a fucking niche game.
Well, it's just you think about it, and especially for games like that, I bring it back to a game that was hyped for many, many years, and then when it came out, was one of the worst games that's ever come out. It's still Duke Nukem Forever. It's gonna Duke it.
Unless you talk to the Gearbox CEO because he thinks it was a great game. Apparently, I don't know how he thinks that, but
because you can play it with actual poop. That's why.
It's called putting your head in the sand.
Yeah.
Like, hey, look at all this sand.
We own the IP. We want to bring it back. I better talk good about it. Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna get it. I'd like to try it because it looks really cool. I like Shadow of the Colossus, but everybody that's gone in to play it has been sort of underwhelmed by it. But that game is doomed to die. There's no way it can live up to the expectation of the 10 years of development.
Actually, this is a good segue. Ither asks if I played the Halo Wars 2 beta on Xbox One. I did. It's all multiplayer, obviously, because why not? Don't care much for RTS multiplayers, because I'm not good at them. I don't enjoy them that much. I want the story, mostly. But I'll probably try the beta, because they announced that they're going to be opening up a beta for PC closer to the launch of Halo Wars 2. I'll probably try it again there. I think I'll enjoy the game a lot more on PC.
RTSs in general are better. In general.
Halo Wars.
In general.
Halo Wars was quite fun. I did play a lot of multiplayer in that when it first came out.
It was fun on console. I think ultimately, if we looked at it, it was more fun on PC.
I was using it with my Xbox One, and I'm like, oh, right, the controls.
Yeah.
And then that's why I'm going to wait until it's mouse and keyboard, because you can react a lot easier to it. And I'm excited to see what they do. They've also just announced that Halo 6 is probably also going to be a PC release for it. That's going to be the first Halo game on PC since Halo 1.
Halo 1, yeah.
Combat Evolve. But doesn't mean
I thought I played Combat Evolve.
The game's not going to be any good, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I think every multiplayer experience, I could probably have like a 3-hour discussion about this. We're not going to, obviously, but
well, no,
but multiplayer, like anybody who says like, oh, I don't like this multiplayer, like I constantly say I don't like Call of Duty multiplayer. But I think everybody who doesn't like a multiplayer, in general, one of the strongest reasons is because they're more than likely not good at it or are nowhere near the level of most people. Doesn't mean they're not necessarily good at it, but they're not. Like, Call of Duty pisses me off because there's people who play it 24/7 and that's all they play. And then you get into a game and just one person like that in your game can ruin the entire game. So, I think, like you're saying, like, you don't really like RTS multiplayers. Well, of course you're not. No, I understand that, though.
I've played
yes.
20, 40, 50 hours of StarCraft 2 multiplayer.
Course.
It's still enjoyable. But
RTS is a great way to tell a story, and that's what you're more into. And really, the people who, like, when I played StarCraft multiplayer online, like, back in the day, I got rolled, 90% of the game.
To this day, there's still no casual mode.
Yeah.
When you play it, it just puts you against someone.
That's why I think you're getting a lot of these
Sweet, I'm against someone
that's
who's
why,
diamond.
That's why I think you're getting a lot of these multiplayer games, and a lot of them are coming with a ranked and a non-ranked mode, because, let's face it, you want to go into a casual mode?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, fucking just do it.
I wasn't sure if Halo 2 was PC also, but I'm being corrected that it was. So since Halo 2, they haven't released a PC version of Halo. But.
Anyway, but yeah. So Zelda. Did anybody other than me look at all the videos for this?
I watched some of it. I'm kind of interested at the fact that at one point Link pulls out basically an iPhone to scan an enemy.
Yeah,
which
so
really
Link has an iPad.
Yeah.
Which is kind of weird. The stuff I saw from the trailers, though, looks pretty interesting. So
the best way a buddy said to me was Dark Souls Zelda.
Sort of. And yeah, sort of, because there's big enemies. First of all, mind blown, Link can jump. There's a fucking jump button in the game. Don't know when they decided to do that, but alright. Also, you're not just going to get 3 tunics. Ever. There are items, a shirt, which has 1 armor, and then there is pictures and gameplay shown of him in, like, full chainmail armor. So it is actually...
It's a full-blown
They
Zelda
really
RTS.
went with Zelda RPG. They've really gone to the... Like, they really wanted, like... Obviously, it can't be Skyrim, but Skyrim Zelda, like, in Nintendo's way. So they've also met in the middle with the art style. They went halfway to Wind Waker, but stayed enough that I think it's still going to be interesting to people.
It still looks nice.
It still looks awesome. The rock giant in one of the trailers that he's fighting looks ridiculous.
I saw him shoot an arrow at a group of enemies and it exploded and killed everyone.
Yeah, you can also Legolas anything you want because you can surf down hills on your shield.
He also has like a
He's got like a parasail or something, and if there's a gust of... There is one video I saw him use it. It shot him in the air, and then while he was floating in the air, he slowed down time. That's an ability he has. Pulled out an arrow for his bow and shot the enemy in his weak point. Yeah. And I was just like, man, like this looks like highlight reel Link.
It looks really good. The only thing that I want them to say about a week before it comes out is, by the way, coming to every console. And that would
probably... Not gonna happen.
It would give them billions of dollars. That would probably be the highest sold game in the history of ever.
Wouldn't surprise.
I get you.
It would, yeah.
I just don't see them doing it.
I know, because they're idiots.
My biggest problem is, with this game coming out, it's going to launch with NX. I'm not going to want to play it on a Wii U. In fact, I actually recently got rid of my Wii U because it was angering me and I don't have the space for it in my small corner that I play video games in. And so I got rid of my Wii U. I would get an NX to play this, but I'm not doing the Nintendo thing again. I'm not buying another piece of hardware from them. so that I can be screwed with 1 or 2 great games, but I have a $300 investment in a console that is now just pissing me off again and staring me in the eye. You know what I mean?
I'll
Like,
say it for all of us right now. Xbox.
that's actually something else I did want to touch on was I think people are, because Sony's conference was so good and nobody was really talking about Xbox after that conference, I think people are really losing sight of the Xbox Play Anywhere thing.
The Xbox Play
that
Anywhere
is
really awesome.
That is fucking massive.
That is the feature of the show.
Oh, 100%.
Like, that is mind blown. I love it.
Like, that, to the point that before the Sony conference, Matt was sitting here talking about it and being like I think I'm going to start leaning more towards buying Xbox games because...
The only issue with that is I'll have to wait until they release the Scorpio so I can have, one, the higher powerful console and a 2 terabyte hard drive, but I'm also going to have to go get a 2 terabyte SSD for my desktop. Because you can only do crossplay over digital games, not physical.
Yeah.
So you have to buy a game digitally off the Microsoft Store, and there's going to be a way, I think at some point, where you'll be able to link your PC with your PlayStation account. So then you can just see it kind of like in your games list on PC. I don't know how they're going to make it work, because I haven't been able to see anything yet, but it's not live yet, I'm guessing. So
no, it's not even close. But like when those games launch and you can play them on both systems, and it's cross-buy, you don't buy them on both. People are really, I think, missing how big that is.
It's a nice feature, but I don't like the fact that you cannot buy physical. I don't understand why that could work. You would just have to make physical. Physicals would come with the disc for Xbox or PC, whichever one you would buy, and then either other one you would get a code for the respective other console. And that would be the only way they could really do it.
I think the reason for it may be, and I guess you could lock it to the account still, but with the physical copy, in theory, let's say I have an Xbox, you have a PC, we can say, well, we'll go halves. You take the digital code, I'll take the physical copy. With digital, it's going to be locked to your account. So,
yeah, but they would still lock it to your account.
Yeah, just with a physical disc, you could play it offline and still. That's the only reason, something to do with that I can think of not including physical. And it's a grasp, like it's a reach. I'm not saying it's not a reach. I'm just saying that's the only thing I could come up with in my mind as of to why they did that. Because it does seem like you're really segregating a part of your market by not including physical copies.
I just don't know how it's going to link together. So am I going to have to... Is Windows 10 going to have a massive update, and then right at the start it'll say, please sign into your Xbox account?
Maybe.
The thing about that is, like, there are certain... If it's only first party, that might be a problem. When Halo comes out, it probably won't be if they allow it on PC and stuff like that, but if it's only first party, that will end up being a pretty massive problem, because I don't think they have a lot of games that people will care about having on both platforms, because their first party games have almost always been only on Xbox. Do you know what I mean? Like, but if they start getting, like, this is the real big thing. If they start getting, like, EA on board, and they're like, if you buy Battlefield 1 on Xbox, you get it for PC as well as cross-buy. Yeah. They start doing it with other games, that's going to be the nail in the coffin for anything that's a multiplayer competitively will pretty much all be bought on Xbox. Because nobody's going to buy Call of Duty, as an example, on PlayStation. If they buy it on Xbox, they get it on PC as well. Like, that just doesn't make sense. So, yeah. Yeah. So, anybody got anything else to talk about? I don't even know how long we've been going, but
39 minutes roughly.
Yeah.
That's long enough.
Yep.
Well, it's been a light week for news, so.
Oh, it's not, and there's probably been lots of news and stuff like that, and people are talking like that. We'll hang out after, but we're going to end the show here. Like I said, it was going to be laid back. We're just going to talk about E3 and stuff like that. But if you want to follow me on Twitter,
on a couch and 2 chairs.
If you want to follow me on Twitter, I'm at Chalices. If you want to follow Sam,
at Mr. Glivendale.
If you want to follow Josh,
at the Plaid Paladin.
And if you want to follow us as a collective group, we are at Gaming Lag, 2Gs and Lag. Matt is at ManW the Beard. He should be back next week, as per usual.
Should be back next week? We'll see.
And
my car is drivable.
Yeah, go to gaminglag.com. Go to youtube.com/gaminglag. Go to patreon.com/gaminglag. All of that stuff. That's Gaming Lag out for now. We are going to hang out, though, afterwards and talk to people.
Yep.
Yeah.
Gears of War Ultimate, Titanfall
Yeah.
2. I need nothing else.
I think Titanfall 2 would be their big like Titanfall and Call of Duty and Battlefield are the ones that they need if they can get those for cross-buy, because Call of Duty I think is going to start to wane here soon, and Battlefield 1 looks arguably 1,000 times more interesting than Call of Duty this year.
Mike said it since they both came out. Watch Dogs 2 is going to look amazing, and Watch Dogs 2 is going to be better than Watch Dogs 1, and by all rights, I think you're correct.
Yeah.
And same with Titanfall.
I think Titanfall 2 will have enough of a campaign. I wasn't really thrilled about the
we
trailer,
haven't
but
really seen anything, so.
but that being said,
And that's the thing. That's still was scalebound. People are giving it a lot of flack and a lot of shit from E3. They did not pick the right thing to show.
you're right.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
There
They
was a
picked-
lot of that though,
they
because
picked-
Final Fantasy 15 came out on the Xbox station. That demo was fucking garbage.
Could you imagine if they would have showed what's the strike in Destiny on Mars? That guy with the big cannon and the rockets.
Oh, the
yeah, you know who I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
If they would have
Turok?
yes,
Yeah.
if they would have showed him, who was basically just a giant bullet sponge at the start of the game,
Yeah.
we would have always said this looks stupid. They showed a bullet sponge boss for a game that's basically a JRPG. There's more to it than that. Like, that was a poor choice, I agree. I haven't seen it yet, I don't think I'll watch it, but from what I hear, it was terrible.
it was a bad choice.
It was a bad
Now,
choice.
let's wait until we see more about what comes out.
Yeah.
Like, the game's still in development, that's probably early alpha footage still. It's definitely not in beta. Definitely not coming out until late next year, if anything. So,
Yeah. But yeah, I agree with Pat. Watch Dogs 2 looks interesting. They made me care about it because the parkour looks really cool. I'm not buying it on release day because I did that with Watch Dogs.
Nope.
And I'm going to wait to see what happens. Yeah.
Just to back it up a little bit, Matt pointed out for the crossplay, it's all going to be based on your gamer tag.
Okay, so you can buy it physical, you mean, or no?
No,
they've
I
already
think,
said it's digital.
yeah, it's digital, but they guarantee that it's only you using it based on it has to be your gamer tag. Then
Oh, okay.
If you go online and
Sort of
look, if you go online and look any Halo Wars 2 pre-order for physical, it doesn't mention anything about PC play. But when you go into the Xbox store and you see at the bottom, pre-order this, you'll be able to play on PC when released.
Sort of what happens. Basically, sort of going back to like their DRM heavy like Xbox launch,
Yeah.
but hiding it under but you'll be able to play it on PC too. And you won't be able to trade it, you won't be able to let anybody else play, but you can play on PC as well if you have one.
Ithor, I do like the fact... I am interested by Infinite Warfare, but I still think that they chose the name wrong. It should have been Call of Duty Independence Day. That's what it should have been.
Yeah. And to talk about Division, I think Division's dead. I think that's pretty much official. There are people who play it, don't get me wrong.
I want to play it,
But
I just...
see, I have no desire in any amount of my being. I got to level 30, I played around at the end game a little bit, and I have not even a fiber of my being is like, man, I wish I can go back and play the Division.
You played the end game. I did not.
Sure.
Because everyone
I'm not
when I got there.
I'm not
so.
I'm not
I'm not even there, and everybody.
I know.
Yeah.
I still own it. I still have it installed. I think. No, I don't.
I don't
But
have
I
it
still own
installed. I downloaded Elder Scrolls Online. I had to uninstall every game.
I did.
It's 480 gigs, so I don't know.
480 gigs. It's not that big.
You know. But it is like 70-ish. So
70. Yeah.
yeah, it took a long time. My cousin's. I'm really excited to get back into that tonight. I'm gonna be, I think, playing with Sam as long as he logs on, and Scott's gonna try and get on as well. And have you guys noticed a lot of people switched over to Xbox to PlayStation or even PC for that matter over this past year?
My buddy got a PS4 for Destiny.
Yeah.
And then basically has this PS4 still, but doesn't really use it.
Talk as much shit as you want about Destiny. It is one of the most successful games going at the moment.
It still is.
That's what I'm saying. Like I have not played the latest patch of Destiny whatsoever, but I have Rise of Iron pre-ordered on my PlayStation. Yeah.
But you did play the latest thing.
Well, I played Taken King.
Oh, you haven't played the...
I haven't played the latest
April
patches.
update.
Yeah, the April
Right?
update, yeah.
I haven't played the April update. I haven't played since probably like February or something like that. But I have no desire to play it. But I do have a desire to play, especially if Rise of Iron is basically going to be the Taken King, but without another spec for our classes. Like, I don't care about that. If it's going to be like a new area, all new quests, all new raid, that's a big deal. Like, that's awesome.
We're at
I had a lot of fun with Taken King. Taken King was great. It was a massive improvement. So
yeah.
I'm in.
Well, it was a
stuff
massive
like that.
improvement in terms of storytelling. I like the weapons in year 1 way better.
Well, there's one secondary weapon that they haven't brought back yet for some stupid reason. And it's Icebreaker. It's the only It's the only secondary weapon that's exotic that they haven't brought back. Every other one has been brought back.
Yeah.
I don't understand why they haven't.
They also need to bring back the raid primaries.
But Destiny is a big influencer when it comes to people buying it, especially like last year when Taken King launched. They launched an exclusive PlayStation custom PS4. So that if you were waiting on a PS4 and you really wanted to play Destiny, you've been playing it on Xbox, that was enticing. That was like, man, I could buy my PlayStation 4 and get Taken King and everything on the system. I don't have to rebuy the game or anything, and I get this sweet-ass PS4. Like, that's a big deal.
I still think they're doing... The one wrong thing they're doing is not allowing any weapon you get, either being legendary or exotic, being able to bump it up to the max level. You should be able to do it. There shouldn't be certain weapons that you can and cannot. I don't get it. Because every single game that I've played that has a type of stuff like that, you can always bump most of your weapons that you really enjoy using up to the maximum.
Yeah, they really just decided to cut out a lot of those year 1 guns.
Which doesn't make
sense.
And
yes, Chomp Chomp, it isn't very hard to get better than vanilla Destiny. But even with that game having such like a dry end game and stuff, nobody can argue that there was something about that game that felt good. There was something that felt different. Like when I was playing The Division, I was never playing it going like, man, this feels so good. I was playing it, I was enjoying leveling up and stuff. But when you played Destiny, you could kill the same enemy over and over again. There was still something fundamentally right about doing that.
Yeah.
Like when the enemy's head pops. When you're like just the way the guns shoot, the way they're designed, like there's something special about the way that game feels.
And in year 1, like I find like in The Division, guns I found, while some of them didn't feel exactly the same, there was no gun that you got and you were like, yeah, this gun is so much fun to use. In Destiny, it's it's all over the place, and everybody has a different opinion on which one's theirs. Like Oversoul Edict, or is it? Or is it the Fang? Or I mean, obviously everybody loved Gallivorn, but like it's one of those games that really they did so many things right, and they did so many things wrong. But it was one of those games that it did both.
Yeah. But I don't know. The game itself, like it had some problems. It launched. It was a pretty awful grind to try and get good gear and stuff. They tried to improve that. They've been improving it. They've still been going at it, like to try and make the game better and better. And it doesn't. It's a successful game. Like there's over 30 million people that have bought it. There's that many like active users and stuff. They tend to be, for the most part, listening to their community. I know that I didn't like the fact that we're paying for this expansion, because I thought that everything in this year was going to be free, but they did take heed at how much it was, because they charged way less for it.
For what?
For Rise of Iron. Huh. Because it's only $29.99. Yeah. It's $49 for Taken King.
Yeah, it's $20 cheaper than Taken King.
$29.99 for now.
Yeah, and because Taken King I think was like that too, and then they raised it.
Yep, because we got it at $39.99.
Yeah, but I don't know. Like, I don't even, there's just something. There's something special about Destiny, and that's the reason that people are flocking to it, and stuff like this. Progression with gear scores still fresh multiplayer on consoles. That is. I think their next step. I think when they release Destiny 2, don't be surprised if it's PC as well.
Oh yeah.
Don't be shocked, because it's probably going to happen, guys.
I'd imagine.
They were hiring at one point late last year 5 positions for PC programmers, like specifically PC programmers. So.
It's going to happen.
Well, they realized how much more money they could have made if they released on PC.
Yeah, I'm glad that they had the exclusive for consoles, because it got console people in the mentality of what an MMO could be on a console.
if they come out and say that Destiny 2 is going to be Xbox One, PS4, PC, cross-platform, I think they would just win. Because
They win video games.
I would go PC, and all of you would probably go PS4.
Yeah.
But the only issue with that is that when it comes to the shooter aspect and the competitive aspect, that's where you lose. Because you can be way more accurate on PC and a shooter than you can on console. Bar none.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Destiny has some dumb stuff. It had some really dumb stuff when it launched, but Taken King seems like yeah. I mean, I don't want to talk anymore about Destiny, I guess, because I'm not going to be playing it for a while, but
if you want Rise of Iron, just buy it before they change the price.
Yeah, because they inevitably will.
Also, Andromeda, I want to wait more, but I am excited. I do like the new.
I'm getting it.
I do like Tempest. It looks gorgeous.
I'm not getting it.
It looks more like a Dreadnought than just a scout.
I haven't played any of the other ones. I'm not jumping into this one.
They were so good.
And yeah, Drew,
it's the
shittiest best game ever. And if you go watch streamers and stuff, they'll all tell you the same thing. And okay, I lost this earlier, but I wanted to say this. People of the internet. Where's the camera?
They're not good at
this.
They're not going to hear us.
People of the internet, the 8-9 people that are watching us. It is okay if you play a game for 2 months, 1 month, a few weeks, 4 months. It doesn't matter. It is okay to walk away from it and then go back. Just because you're tired of it and you leave the game does not instantly mean it is complete shit. Because, contrary to popular belief, there are thousands of games probably at this point that sucked when it released and now it's good. It's just the way it is. It's okay to not play it constantly, religiously. That's one of the things that I'm really liking about Elder Scrolls Online. Like I said at the beginning of our podcast tonight, I think they fucked up when they launched it because they charged you $70 for the game and then it was $15 a month. But playing free to play, I don't feel like when I was playing World of Warcraft and paying $15 a month to play it, I felt like, okay, I better play this pretty much on a daily basis. Maybe not every single day. Maybe I'll take some days. But I should play it for a few hours every day because I'm paying for this. I don't feel that way with Elder Scrolls, and I definitely don't feel that way with Destiny. I haven't played, like I said, probably since February. Now, I did offer to fill in the raid this week for you guys, but that's because I'm kind of getting sick and tired of you guys having 5 people and camp running it, because that's not fair to you guys. I can just jump in and help you.
Really want to do hard mode.
Yeah, so I volunteered for that, but you didn't need it that time, which is great. You guys took Mike through, and he's back into Destiny. But it's okay. It's okay, guys. Let it go. You don't have to play it all the time. You don't have to play it all the time. It's as simple as that. You just don't.
Mike says you don't have to play it all the time.
You don't have to play any game constantly.
The king has spoken.
Yeah.
Let's not go giving him titles like that. His head almost doesn't fit out as it is.
I don't understand this mentality.
Sideways through doors.
Everybody that played Destiny on launch is the same. They got to endgame, they didn't want to do the grind, and they got super, super pissed. Now, I
will agree with Chomp Chomp.
What did he say?
Final Fantasy 14 and Essos sucked at launch. Both
great now.
Yeah.
Sure.
And I'm really into Esso right now. And it's only been 4 days, but I have been playing that game like any chance that I get to play a video game at the moment. And
currently playing Final Fantasy 14.
Yep. And you're right, Final Fantasy 14 was rough on launch.
I need to leave my free company. Even though I'm there with a friend, I need to find my own. Because I'm tired of not doing things.
But that's what I mean. Like, it's okay, guys. And it can't be elaborated enough because lots of people jumped in Destiny on launch, got to endgame, didn't want to do the grind, and they instantly said, this game is shit, I hate it, I don't want to play Division anymore. I'm not saying the game is shit, I'm saying that the game is not, I don't want to play it right now. Maybe next year they come out with an expansion that is just as good as the Taken King, and I'm like, holy fuck, I'm back into the Division. This is really good. But for right now, it's not. And that's what happened with Destiny. I stopped playing, how long did I stop playing it? Last year?
Destiny?
Yeah, I stopped playing it from September to January.
4 months?
And then I was back in. That was it.
No, you started when...
Oh, okay, sorry, this was the year before.
No, it was the year before. You stopped in October.
Yeah.
Because you played it September through November.
Yeah.
And then stopped until about March.
Yeah.
And then the March update came out and you're like, oh.
And then I played it again.
Yeah.
And then I stopped again. And then I played it again. And guess what? I'm stopped right now. Rise of Iron comes out. I'm going to play it again.
I still want.
You're allowed to do that.
I still want them to bring back Sparrow Racing. Where's Sparrow Racing?
right?
They tried to answer that question.
No, they teased about it.
They had an interview with IGN, and they were just like, well, the community developers are always listening. And we want to make sure that if you like something, we bring it back. But sometimes those things are just going to be one-time things. That's not saying we're going to get rid of it, especially from my roots as a vehicle nut in Bungie games. Yeah, that was my Deej impression.
Deej posted a picture or something. There was a video where they talked about, and they saw kind of like a things to chat about in the community update or something like that, and they mentioned Sparrow Racing, or they had the Sparrow Racing logo.
Yeah.
He was like, one person asked that, was that a mistake or was that on purpose? He's like, I can either answer or deny that question at the moment.
Yeah.
He says, but keep your eyes open.
It will come back.
Oh, yeah.
It'll probably be after this Iron Banner. And
Probably.
Iron Banner's canceled this week.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
They
Really?
just canceled it?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
No idea.
They're a bug?
I have no idea.
Where'd you see that?
Matt.
Oh. But
He said it in the chat a while ago.
it'll come back, and I bet you they'll have a new track. That will be my guess. Hey, Josh. Elder Scrolls Online! Come on!
No more Iron Banner!
You said it. You said it
You said,
earlier.
you're like, well, my time's gonna go to Iron Banner. Guess what? Mike made a call, and now you can play Elder Scrolls with me. Pick up a shield and sword.
You don't even care if I have the sword, you just want me to have a big shield.
Due to the same issue that prevented players from joining matches in Trials of Osiris, we are also canceling Iron Banner for this week.
Yeah.
That's the
So
reason.
that's the reason. Get it here first.
And
At
yeah,
Gaming Lag.
MMOs right now, guys, yes, Final Fantasy 14 and WoW are the only ones who can pull it off. Final Fantasy, because its massive fan base around its anime style, and World of Warcraft, because they've been going
World
forever.
of Warcraft has, what, still about 6 million?
About 5, I'd say now, because it's slowly dwindling.
Final Fantasy's at about 3-4 million still, so they're up there. I think the only one that isn't subscription-based that's as big as them is EVE Online. And Terra is still very popular here, but I haven't played Terra ever.
Terra went free to play, and that's why it's semi-popular. And it was good. I played Terra because I was really excited about action RPG style MMO. The problem was that there was nothing different about any quest. It was very Japanese MMO, which was just kill 1 million enemies for everything.
I just got to Hell, so I just got Lagos. I don't know. I haven't played it enough. I keep going back and then going back from it. I need to sit down on a weekend where I just don't have anything and play it. Like this last week where I was on vacation and didn't play any of the games I should have. But I'll fix that.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. The turret chain gun sounds very interesting, and so does the Siege Gauss rifle, whatever that does.
To go back to MMOs, though, when they were doing the Bethesda conference, 7 million people have bought Elder Scrolls Online. And that's actually pretty impressive, I think. Because it's free to play, 7 million accounts, like, I know they have all these sales. And yes, true, Warcraft made a bunch of money in China, didn't make a whole lot domestically. And that's because people are stupid and critics are fucking terrible people.
So, I'm on the Destiny Reddit forum right now. With the weekly reset happening tomorrow at Bungie, please do not apply Trickle as one of the active modifiers in the Heroic Strike. Heroic Strike will not include Trickle.
Yeah, we're canceling Iron Banner, but guess what, guys? Heroic Strike won't have Trickle. We're good.
You know what? That's almost fair.
Yeah, it's funny.
Yeah. Fucking critics, man. I could talk about them all day. Critics have bashed, like Rotten Tomato critics have fucking bashed Warcraft constantly. I've never seen such a discrepancy between prissy little critics and the fan base around Warcraft, because right now on Rotten Tomatoes there's like a huge discrepancy of what people like.
I was sitting down with my roommates, and someone said that they had heard one of their friends tell them the movie was great, and then went and checked the reviews and said, I'm never going to listen to that person's reviews ever again. And I'm like, I basically looked at them and says, you entitled little fucks. Get off of your high horse. Stop basing your opinions like sheep off of the fucking media, and just go enjoy something.
Guess
the
what?
movie was good. If you like Lord of the Rings-esque style fantasy, you're going to enjoy the movie. The lore, you don't need to know anything. Mike probably enjoyed a couple more of the little shoutouts, like the sheep.
Yes.
Which, and the Murloc.
Yeah,
I think you saw.
was awesome.
Yeah, exactly.
And the Murloc just standing on the rock in the background. Whoa!
I saw them, but I didn't enjoy them as much as Mike did because he's a big WoW player.
But
still a very awesome movie.
yes.
Acting was great. CG was amazing.
Yep.
The actor, like, sorry, Ragnar. Oh, go watch Vikings. You'll enjoy that too.
Gul'dan stole the show. Like it was. That game is good. That movie is fucking good.
Oh.
Am I going to tell you it's better than Star Wars or better than all these? No, of course not. But it's fucking good. It's not a fucking. If somebody compared it to Battlefield Earth.
No.
Ooh, yeah.
Now, if you do not want to pay to go see this movie, that is fine. Wait for a cheap night. Here in Canada we have scene points. 1,000 scene points. You can go see a free movie. Use those. Go enjoy it. Saying something illegal, but I don't care. If you want to wait till it releases, torrent it. Watch it then. Enjoy it on a weekend. Sit in the basement. Like, save it for a rainy day. But give it a chance. Don't just go, oh, the critics say it's shit, I'm not going to watch it. Have an opinion.
Yeah. Have your own opinion, guys.
Yeah.
Really, the bottom line is that movie, I really, really enjoyed it. I'm going to go see Finding Dory this weekend, and I'm really excited about that.
People on IMDb, on Rotten Tomatoes and all that shit gives Zootopia 100%. I didn't particularly enjoy it. Wasn't my type of movie. I still watched it.
He's also kind of weird. Zootopia was amazing.
Different strokes. That's what I gotta say.
That's fine. I'm with you. You like a lot of movies that I don't like, and I like a lot of movies that you don't like.
The biggest difference that I see is that we give things a chance.
Yeah.
We give.
Want to know what? Somebody tells me that something's not good, I'll watch it. What was the movie that I told you about, and then you... Need for Speed. That's
amazing movie.
Great movie.
Phenomenal
That movie for what it was, I thought
great.
this was going to be shit. And I remember Phil Fontaine telling me that movie was bad. And I was like, I'll watch it when it comes out on video or whatever, but it doesn't look very good. I thought it was going to be such a fucking simple, stupid story. I'm going to race in this race, blah, blah, blah. There was way more to it. And the guy in the plane is hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
The whole movie is funny. The guy from I Am Robot, Dominic Cooper, I think his name is, he's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
The movie was good. Yeah. It was really good, and I know it's just about driving cars, but you fucking critics are so fucking prissy. You do that, you give those movies bad, and then you tell me The Artist is a good movie? Or you tell me Bridge of Spies is an 89%? You want to watch a really fucking boring movie? Bridge of Spies, great performances. You want to watch a really boring movie? Bridge of Spies.
Bridge of Spies was great.
It was great acting.
It was great.
Good story.
Yeah.
Could have used maybe a couple more spies. Maybe more than one bridge. It wasn't
about that.
Listen, there was
oh my god! Now I'm just picturing aerial views of bridges with spies on it. And Mike going, yes.
Oh,
listen,
Matt. Mike is completely in a different field with cows in this movie. He's not even in the same league.
Listen,
you missed the point entirely.
I didn't miss the point. I understood it, but it was boring as shit.
To each their own.
Oh,
that movie was like if Captain Phillips didn't end the way it did, with that huge, like, suspenseful moment of, like, you just hold your breath when they go fire and everything.
I am the Matt now.
Yeah.
Yes. But the
Captain Phillips.
biggest thing, what was it? It's you two, and I think Matt. I think the three of you hate Pacific Rim.
I didn't hate Pacific Rim.
I didn't hate it.
So Matt's the one that hates it. Yeah. And that's fine.
I don't love it like you do.
Matt has watched it. It's an enjoyable movie.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Fighting giant monsters.
I enjoyed it. Like, I watched it, I think, twice.
Yeah. Like, if you listen to names of certain movies and stuff like that, like Central Intelligence, the movie looks hilarious. It doesn't mean it's going to be fantastic and win an Oscar. Probably not.
Yeah.
But did you see the trailer for the new Dwayne Johnson movie that comes out? It's a Disney animated one. They just showed a teaser trailer. Oh, you're going to like that.
Oh, yeah?
Excited. You'll like it. But it looks good. Like,
well, oh crap! What movie was about? Another one that came out. Like, we talk about movies all the time. We have a whole podcast about movies, but
we don't. We should.
I know. I'd love to do a podcast just about movies, but so another movie that everybody was super skeptical about, John Wick. That movie's fucking great.
Fantastic.
Yeah. That movie is phenomenal.
That one got a lot of good praise after.
It did. But everybody was like, oh no, it's another Keanu Reeves thing. But it's like, oh wow, it actually works when he's doing this character.
This is a Keanu Reeves character.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Keanu Reeves gets to play a soulless killer?
Yes.
What?
And like just the stuff they did in that movie where he had to reload all the time and stuff, like oh my god.
And people, I'm gonna get shot here, but that's okay. People are giving Civil War amazing reviews. I particularly didn't care for it.
I loved Civil War, but if I'm comparing it to the other Avengers movies or Marvel movies, they're all getting the same. in my opinion.
Yeah, they're all the same. Deadpool is the only Marvel movie I've seen in the last couple of years that it basically blew me away.
See, I like Deadpool, don't get me wrong.
Deadpool's
I
fantastic.
really liked
It's
it.
my favorite one.
But it, like, I still like Ant-Man more, and that might be because I have a bias towards Paul Rudd, because I think he's awesome, but...
Thank you, Ether. You haven't seen the trailer for that?
No, I'm going to
Why
go
not?
look
What
at
is it?
Well, we'll watch it
No.
after.
Yeah, yeah.
We'll put it on TV. It's
Yeah,
great.
If I'm gonna go get PSN money, we're gonna have to probably wrap
Yeah.
up here
We're
soon.
going to wrap up here soon.
Hey, well, we can go for an hour and 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I am. I'm just
Oh, I went to see The Conjuring 2 as well, since we're talking about movies.
Oh, how was
Fucking
that?
great.
Okay.
yeah.
I still haven't seen
Conjuring movies are fantastic. The only thing that's kind of annoying is that it did sort of follow the same storyline as the first, but you're following two paranormal, like, investigators.
Yeah.
They do the same thing every
Well,
time.
it's
I've never actually watched Conjuring. Is that another found footage?
No,
movie? Okay.
I'm sick of those.
no.
I
the
can't
biggest-
stand.
No,
found
this
footage.
is about two paranormal investigators. They're married. One is a like
Okay, yeah,
high-powered-
yeah,
and they
okay.
go to and they deal with possession and
Yeah.
hauntings and stuff
Me,
like
it's
that.
still to this day. I was talking to a buddy who works at kind of EB Games, which is basically our GameStop here in Canada. Saying people were returning Doom, and one guy said, "Well, you know, it didn't have enough stealth in it for me. It was just too fast paced." Like that's what I picture reviewers do when they review movies and stuff like that. Like it's just, did you not read up on it before you played it and reviewed it? Like, did you not
Right.
have an idea of what you were getting into? Like,
But this goes back to our point when we talked
We'll
about
watch the
reviewers.
show after. Yeah, I'm not
And it
gonna-
annoys me when large organizations
Yeah.
pick a reviewer to review something
Yeah.
who clearly doesn't enjoy
Like,
that genre.
I think IGN gave Warcraft a 7.5 out of 10.
Yeah.
That's what I would
That
probably
sounds like,
give
that sounds
Warcraft.
like a fair
You know,
score.
for what it is, and I read, I didn't read the whole article, but I go and kind of read the points at the end, the bullet points. I would agree with them on that. A while ago, I'd say a couple of years ago, you could not trust the IGN review worth by feet.
No.
Nowadays, it is a lot better. They
You
are
want to know
very
what
much
you
an
need to
accurate-
do, though? You need to stop looking at it as a general, like, IGN thinks it's this, because those reviews are done by one person.
Yeah.
You want to find somebody who does great reviews, in my opinion, on IGN, is Vincent Genito. I
Yeah.
agree with everything that he's
Vincent's
reviewed.
good.
But that's the thing is
You know,
I like the
Vincent.
fact the fact that they use different people and stuff.
Here's
like that.
another one, though. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles,
Yeah.
okay? The Michael Bay movie. It's
Yeah.
got 22% from critics, 51% from audience.
It's about a 60% movie.
What the fuck were you wanting from a goddamn Ninja Turtles movie, people?
Yeah.
It's turtles that are ninjas that fight things. Guess what happens in that
yeah.
movie?
Turtles fight things.
I
Yes.
kind of wanted just a rehashing of the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie. Not the second one. When they
I
got
love the second one, man. Are you kidding me? I fucking love the
Well, it's
second
like-
one.
it's still-
there's only one problem I have with the,
The
second
fu-
one. I did love the second one.
The fight at the furnace with the pizza guy? I
Yeah.
fucking love it.
My only problem with it is because when the first one came out, and it was kind of the first time they put violence in like a kid-orientated movie, and people went up in arms over it, that they were using their weapons. So then in the second movie, they weren't actually allowed to use their weapons. And if you go back through and you watch the movie, like, Leonardo never uses his swords against the enemies. It's always like, let me find this rubber chicken and I'm going to beat you with it, and I'm going to use a broom, and...
I just love the opening where the pizza guy fights.
Oh yeah, no, it was great.
And he's doing great until he is not. And
I
then
like the
Turtles
third
save him.
one too, when they went back in time
Yeah,
with Samurai.
It's
Nah,
it's the
That's what I wanted out of a Turtles
so
movie.
bad, it's
now,
good.
It's so bad, it's
because
good.
we're on the topic of stuff like this. Growing up, I never watched the original Voltron show.
Mhm.
The Netflix remake of it, fantastic.
I want to watch it.
Lovely.
I've heard
the
great things
animation
about it.
The animation is great. It's gorgeous.
How did you grow up not watching Voltron? Oh yeah, right. Never mind. I'm
'Cause
sorry.
He was born in 1993.
93? That
Never
Voltron was
mind.
like in the late
Never mind.
80s.
Never mind. I'm sorry.
But, you know, if you know the story, you guys probably won't enjoy it as much as that because it is a re-origin story of that. Like, it kind of...
I don't
that's
mind
alright.
re-origin stories.
It's
if
12
they're done well.
episodes. I want more. It kind of just ended, and I was but
I just don't appreciate it when people, take a big steaming poop on top of my childhood.
Yeah.
no, you know,
This whole thing can be summed up by the fact that I think reviewers are way too up on their high horse. Because you know what?
Yeah.
You might be a very sophisticated movie reviewer or TV show reviewer, and that's great. But you have to understand that you giving something a 22% is actually affecting other people's decision to go to it. And guess what? compared to maybe not to some of them, but compared to some of these people who are looking at camera work, art, like direction, performances, and all of that. When I'm going to watch Pacific Rim, to Sam's example, I don't care how bad people act. I want to see a robot punch a monster.
Yeah.
That's what I went there for.
Well, here's the thing. When you look at some of these
we
reviewers...
also had one of the most epic speeches since Independence Day, so...
yeah. Idris Elba? Oh my god.
you look at these reviewers sometimes and they're talking about a movie, and you're thinking to yourself, did you really think Warcraft was going to give you the secret to life and happiness? Is that what you were expecting? Did you want an expression on today's society and how we should...
I can give him the answer. 42.
Yeah. Right? But sometimes you're reading these reviews and you're thinking to yourself, well, what did you expect?
Now, to bring it back to the TV show thing about people shitting on shows you watched up, I'm sorry. He-Man? I'll never watch. I don't like it. It just looks super silly. Now, if they remade He-Man, I'd probably watch it.
But I was more talking about when they remake it, but they decide, you know what? I'm going to throw everything... Like, G.I. Joe.
Growing up, I loved the animated Spider-Man movie. Like, the Amazing Spider-Man animated TV show from the late 90s.
Yeah.
I'd never watch it nowadays. It's it's like, you look at this...
Wait.
Wow.
That was such a straightforward story, especially at the end with the Spider-Verses. Nothing was confusing about that.
Yeah.
And how the show ended with, let's go find your Mary Jane, and they're floating on like a fucking desk through the goddamn portal, and I'm like, what?
But what I mean is you look at like the life lessons they were teaching kids back then.
Yeah.
It's like you're trying to watch these nowadays, and we know these things. Like we've learned these as we've grown older. But it's like you're watching these like, oh my god, this show is so stupid. But that's the thing. Like Matt and I tried rewatching the original Power Rangers movie. Nope, it ruined my childhood. Like,
honestly, try going back and watching the original Dragon Ball Z. Like, it's not easy to do. You might say, like, oh yeah, I really like it, and blah, 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 but what they did in, like, 700 episodes, you could do... They did it in Kai in...
229.
Well, however many episodes there were. However many episodes there were, they did it in Kai in, like, 90.
Yeah.
Like, it's not...
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
That was a way big side tangent.
But it was great.
But we're happy to talk about movies.
It's a teaser. We can cut this and make it a teaser of our other podcasts.
I'd love to talk about movies and stuff because I go to them.
It is really hot here. We need to end this.
Yes. Yeah, that's it. Thanks for hanging out, guys.
All right.
Share the video.
Had Beetleborgs.
Beetleborgs. Didn't they have armbands or something?
All right, bye, guys.